Alrighty guys, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. So I should be busy the next couple of days, so I wouldn't have too much time to upload any more Premier drafts or drafts in general. And given that Throne of Eldraine will end in approximately close to 2 days, I feel like we're going to fire off one more Throne of Eldraine before we jump back into Zendikar Rising. I believe Commander Legends will be the next paper set. I have no idea what the next Premier draft will be here on Magic the Gathering Arena, but it should be a pretty interesting one. But overall, I've pretty much done every single draft in Magic the Gathering Arena, so I should be able to know how to navigate them. So let's fire off one more Throne of Eldraine, shall we? And this should be my final video before we, again, figure out what the next Premier draft is, or if I'm going to move, or if I'm going to do another Theros Beyond Death draft video. But we'll see. I would like to go back maybe to do some Amonkhet Remastered, since I didn't put up too much content for it. I used to complain about Amonkhet Remastered only being Amonkhet Remastered being too hyper aggressive, and the control and ramp decks can't really stabilize too well against the aggro decks due to Exert, which is partially true, but from some of the videos I've been seeing, control decks can be pretty fun in Amonkhet Remastered. And the pod is taking a long time to film, so hopefully people can hit the ready button and there's not one troll waiting. Okay then, Premier Draft, Throne of Eldraine. What do you have the fine pleasure of opening? A pretty powerful bomb, okay. White is the worst color in the sets, but when you have a card like Harmonious Archon as your curve topper, that can definitely change. Alternatively, looking at the uncommons between Epic Downfall and Red Cap Melee, probably take the Epic Downfall, given that black is a better color than red, and it's just a very nice removal spell that also exiles and prevents recursion from happening. And looking at the commons, there's a Fierce Witch Stalker, which is an excellent common that generates a food, and it's just a nice offensive and defensive creature. But it's just an easy Harmonious Archon. So what does Harmonious Archon fit in? It fits in an archetype that's looking to go wide and make lots of tokens, since it can either nerf or enhance your creatures depending on whether or not they're 3 power or 3 toughness or not. But it's definitely the clear first pick here. If this wasn't his pack, I'd probably take the Epic Downfall, take the removal spell, but I haven't tried the Harmonious Archon yet. Seems like a fun card, and there's only one other Archon card in this set, so everything else will just convert themselves into 3/3s and follow up by the Harmonious Archon. There's the best white common in the set being the Ardenvale Tactician, kind of a split disruption spell that you can use either offensively or defensively at instant speed, and then afterwards you get a 2/3 flyer, which has some relevant knights synergies, and also a great evasive attacker. So I think Ardenvale Tactician is the pick here. If this wasn't his pack, I'd probably take a Rose Thorn Halberd because it's just probably the best common after the Ardenvale Tactician, since it provides us with ways to splash. It helps us ramp to maybe the Harmonious Archon or any other expensive green creatures. And green overall is just the best card, best color in the set. The uncommons are alright. Sorcerer's Room only playable in the black-green food stack. And Burning Yard Trainer, not that great since a 5 mana 3/3 is not can easily get blocked and traded off. But it does give a knight a temporary bargain for the most part. So let's take the Ardenvale Tactician, and followed up by the Ardenvale Tactician, we have a choice between Sir Eleonora or the Reeve Soul. Okay, Sir Eleonora is a knight, but usually in blue-white we don't care about knight synergy. Blue-white is more about the artifacts and enchantments synergies with cards like Mirror Maid, Emery, Charm Sleep, Trap in a Tower, Shine Chaser, etc. It's a great card, but I feel like we should just take the cheap removal spell here. I think pack 1, pick 1, I would still take Sir Eleanor over Reeve Soul. I mean, there's a chance we move out of white and we just start all over again, and we should just take the Sir Eleonora. But I'm fine just taking the Reeve Soul, I think. It's still a fine first pick. Otherwise, there's a Merfolk Secret Keeper for the middle deck, but I think we're going to be an aggressive beatdown deck with our first 2 cards. So I don't mind leaning towards Black-White Knights. Sir Eleanor is great, but it's going to be difficult to cast with all these double white cards. And yeah, it just doesn't fit in the game plan of white, blue in general. And here we're just going to take another Ardenvale Tactician. We could even end up mono-white if we're crazy enough, because there's really nothing else in this pack we want. Sir Farron probably going to be my secondary pick if Ardenvale Tactician is in this pack as a nice aggressive 2-drop. Again, it is double green, so not the easiest to cast, but overall, Burning Yard Trainer is very medium, so just take another Ardenvale Tactician. And then now we'll just take another Reeve Soul. Okay, pretty interesting pack. I'd probably take the Jousting Dummy if the Reeve Soul wasn't in his pack, just to have a 2-drop. Unicorn is kind of medium, but late Reeve Soul. So we could just be in the Black-White Knights archetype, which is a fine archetype to be in. And then here in this pack, no amazing white cards, no amazing cards in general. If we do end up in Black-White Knights, I mean, I don't hate the Wicked Guardian now that we picked up 2 Ardenvale Tacticians. We should have maybe enough toughness to survive the 2 damage being dealt to our creature. So the Wicked Guardian actually seems pretty solid if we end up in the Black-White Knights archetype, which generally have low toughness creatures for the most part. But with double Ardenvale Tactician, I can see the Wicked Guardian being a nice solid card that can replace itself. Otherwise, Malevolent Noble, fine sack outlet, but just a mediocre 2-drop. Take the Wicked Guardian here and see where we end up. Knight of the Keep, not very exciting. I guess with double Reeve Soul and Wicked Guardian, we might just lean towards black and take a Reaper of Knights. Reaper, not an amazing card in an aggressive deck, but fine card if we end up in some sort of black grind deck. There's a chance that white could be cut off and we could end up black into something else. But for now, we'll just take a Reaper. Knight of the Keep is not exciting at all, and I'll just take a Youthful Knight as a nice 2-drop knight that we can play. Alternatively, nothing else in this pack, some decent red knight cards, but I'll just stick to one of our primary colors being white for now. Is this deck looking the main deck? Shining Armor, probably not. I mean, I guess we could still take it. Otherwise, there's like, I guess, a Blow Your House Down in case we end up in red. I guess if we can end up in the blue-black control deck, maybe I just take a Wishful Merfolk. Shining Armor is not necessarily playable. Festive Funeral, also not super amazing. So, I mean, I could just take it anyways. Yeah, put it in the sideboard. There's a chance we end up playing it, and I'll take a late Burning Yard Trainer in case we end up in black-white. I mean, not black-white, black-red or red-white. Lash of Thorns is medium. Let's take a Burning Yard Trainer. And, well, that's a pretty late Mirror Maid. If we pick up some powerful enchantments and artifacts that we can copy, it can be a thing. Alternatively, Ardenvale Paladin can be a thing if we're mono-white, which could just be the pick here. I mean, even if we end up in blue-white, I don't even like the Mirror Maid since it's double blue to play. So I guess we'll take the Ardenvale Paladin if we end up mono-white. And it can still be a fine ground blocker if we don't even enable Adamant, since we do have three Fliers in the deck. So I could even consider the Ardenvale Paladin here, so we'll see where we end up. Overall, the signals aren't clear. Black seems kind of open, but so does red. with this Ogre Errant. And even a late Forever Young, so we'll see. I think it's either black or white as our primary color, and then the red is obviously going to be a secondary color to decide between. But right now the white is still looking good with the Ardenvale Tacticians being passed to us. But it'd be really nice if we do end up in the black-white Knights deck. But currently our black cards don't really fit too well besides the Reef Souls, since they really rather be a much more grindier black archetype. So we'll see. If black gets cut off, we can just end up in Boros aggro. If we don't get any great cards and we just play nothing but white cards, since we don't have any great options to choose over anything, we'll just be in mono white. So we'll see. And well, that's a great card for a Knights deck. Don't mind a Black Lance Paragon with all these black cards being passed to us in the previous pack. There's also Arcanist Owl, which is excellent for the Artifacts Enchantments deck, but currently our white cards don't have any artifacts or enchantments in them. Same with the Shine Chaser, but the Arcanist Owl obviously better since it can draw you into a card. Enchanted Carriage is fine. We can always play one, but since it has synergy with the Harmonious Archon, but the Black Lance Paragon is just an excellent card, especially best in a Knights deck. And even outside of a Knights deck, it can still be a creature you can flash in and trade for an opponent's ground creature if they're being aggressive. But having this with a Knight, especially Youthful Knight, giving it first strike is great. So yeah, let's maybe force Black-White Knights if we can, given that Black was fairly open in the first pack too. And that being said, no amazing black cards in this pack, no amazing white cards. There's either Occame Ranger or the Arcanist Owl. I mean, again, the Arcanist Owl, we just don't have too many artifacts or enchantments. It is a great flyer, though, but it's not very exciting. The only red card is like 7 Dwarves, which I don't even care about. Jousting Dummy is kind of filler that we can pick up later. Maybe just, I mean, green didn't look very open in the first pack either. We saw a bunch of blue cards being passed to us. So there's a chance blue-white could just be the place to be in. Or we can just go into mono-white. And the Arcanist Owl definitely, I think, I prefer over Occame Ranger. Occame Ranger does have synergy to Harmonious Archon, but I don't feel like green was very open in the first pack. So maybe it's just completely cut off and I don't want to take the chances here. Seeing Mirror Maid late was a sign that maybe it was open. And in this pack, couldn't consider the Venerable Knight or the Shepherd of the Flock. Venerable Knight obviously plays better in the Knights deck that we can aim for. The Shepherd of the Flock has nice synergy with the Ardenvale Tactician if we want to bounce it back and enable the tap effect. But generally speaking, it's pretty difficult to recast the Ardenvale Tactician after you use the tap effect. So might just want the Venerable Knight just to have a little bit more Knight synergy going on. Some fine blue cards too, Fae of Wishes, Tome Raider, Queen of Ice. Still nothing that pairs well with the Arcanist Owl, so I don't mind just having a 1-drop Knight in the deck to pressure the opponent. Because I'm really hoping I end up in Black-White Knights with the Black Lance Paragon and these Reef Souls. So hopefully this pans out. Easy Glass Casket as a solid removal spell. Yup, and that keeps us in white. There's a Joust, Folio Fancies for the mill deck. Same with Into the Story, but doesn't really play well with our aggressive game plan of being in white. Also, green doesn't look open in this pack, so I'm quite happy that I didn't take the Occame Ranger. So if I'm lucky, I hopefully end up in Black-White Knights, given that these Reef Souls were being passed to us. And here, Lucky Clover, don't really have too much synergy with it. It is the best card in the pack. It plays well the Reaper of Night, but I don't think we're that type of deck. I think I could just take maybe an Invasive 5-drop for my white deck. Prize Griffin's okay. It does die to Reef Soul, which sucks, but sometimes if you're able to just curve out and force the opponent to use all the Reef Souls, the Prize Griffin can be a fine win condition, generally speaking. And, well, that is a Fierce Witchstalker. I guess I'll take it. Hopefully next pack can kind of give us a better signal of this pack. But I mean, there was blue-white, green-white. There's no black in this side, unfortunately, even though we took the Black Lance Paragon. but it was a risk I was willing to take given that I was past 2 Reef Souls early on. Didn't see any amazing red cards in this pack either, but there was a late Fierce Witch Stalker too being passed to me, so pretty strange draft so far. Glass Casket late is a sign that I should be in white, of course. And another Glass Casket over Trapped in a Tower. Trap can answer larger creatures, but the Glass Casket is generally just better, right, since it exiles, and there's a chance they can just bounce the creature back to their hand, while Glass Casket just gets rid of it. Hoping I get a Trapped in a Tower later, but the Glass Casket seems solid. And Turn to Pumpkin is probably the best card in this pack. There's also Weapon Rack. Maybe that can help enhance our Flyers. Yeah, we're not going to enable Adamant with the blue bounce spell, but it's a possibility we end up in blue-white still with the Arcanist Owl. And I could just take maybe an Enchanted Carriage as a fine 5-drop. Lonesome Unicorn, not very amazing. It does create a Night token, though. Maybe we can pick up one later. The Enchanted Carriage might be useful with the Harmonious Archon, I feel like. I mean, it really depends. Yeah, just take a Lonesome Unicorn. And maybe run away together. Black seems pretty cut off on our left-hand side, but I'm hoping maybe it's available on our right-hand side next pack. Just want a lot of Night synergies with the Lonesome Unicorn. But the only thing that really pays us off of Knights currently is not in our colors, so maybe the Witching Well can make it. Because we could just go blue-white now. Since it can also search up our Glass Caskets, which I don't mind. None of these cards matter, maybe just cut a bit of black off. We'll see. Not a great card, excellent card, but not in our colors. Great card too, but not in our colors. Red does seem very call off. This is a great card, but I think we just take the Flutter Fox, I think. Yep. And this can be pretty good in the blue-white deck if we end up in that archetype. So it's either black-blue or, black-white or blue-white in my opinion, but we'll see. Since we have Glass Caskets, which can enable the Flutter Fox anyways, I don't mind. And Arcanist Owl can also search them up, so it's also pretty solid. Okay, I guess I'll just take another Glass Casket, or I can just take an Order of Midnight now. Triple Glass Casket is nothing wrong, I don't think. We don't really have any ways to deal with large creatures. The Order is really good, though. But there's also Shine Chaser in this deck I can consider. Yeah, I guess I'll just take the flexible option still. And, well, Robber's great, but we're just going to take another Flutter Fox. And late Epic Downfall, so black definitely seems open to my right-hand side, so I'm definitely going to take it here. There's also Shine Chaser in that pack too, but I think the Glass Casket was still better. Since I don't know if I'm committed to blue-white yet again. Robert Rich also signed that red is kind of open to my right-hand side too. And Order of Midnight, but I think I'll just take a bake. We do have an Epic Downfall, Triple Glass Casket, and Reef Soul already. So maybe we just want the 2-drop. We could even. I don't think we're playing Reaper in a Black-White Knights deck. Bake is great, but yeah, feels like we just want the Order of Midnight. We're not lacking any form of removal in any sense, and this is just a great card. So we'll take it here. Fairy Vandal, also excellent, but not for our deck. And then Mysterious Pathlighter, great 3-drop for our adventure creatures, like the Order and the Ardenvale Tactician. And a bit late Bacon the Pie. Definitely going to take over Flutter Fox, I think. Seeing this really late is crazy. There's also Shepherd of the Heroes, which I don't mind too. How many creatures do we have? 16, unless let's say we cut these creatures off. Yeah, I think I'll just take the big. It's too good to pass up here. And then maybe just take an out flank. 14 creatures. Maybe just need one more to have a solid beatdown game plan. Hopefully I get like a Barrow Witches or something. Because we do have a lot of removal, but might not have enough creatures. But these next packs should be pretty interesting. Could even consider main decking a Hushbringer, like it's not unreasonable. I mean, it's still like a 1/2 lifelink. It doesn't cost enter the battlefield effects or trigger, so it's a little bit of a non-bull with the Black Lance Paragon. I guess it's also a non-bull with the Mysterious Pathfighter, so another dead card, okay. I guess I'll just play all these Ardenvale Paladins and just play like, I don't know, 10-7 or even 10-6 if I decide to go 16 lands. I could even main deck the Reaper, like it's not unreasonable, but it's something that you want to do in a 16 land deck, 17 land deck. Lash of Thorns, okay, could be used as a fine pump trick maybe. Ooh, even Loathsome Unicorn. Wicked Guardian can be fine, but I think I just want to be low to the ground and curve out with as much creatures as much as possible. Yeah. And another Reef Soul still late in the pack. That's kind of insane. So now we can ditch the outflank as a bad removal spell, and we can just go 16 lands. Orzhov aggro. Okay, I don't hate it. We can go 16 lands. We can go just 10-6, I say. Because we do want to maybe enable Adamant for the Ardenvale Paladins. And they're quite strong. We do need double black, though, for Bacon to a Pie. And we do have Reef Soul, Order, Epic Downfall, and Black Lance Paragon. But again, we need our whites consistently with the Ardenvale Tacticians and the Ardenvale Paladins. Also, our curve is pretty low, too, with 1 6-drop, 1 5-drop, and a couple of 4s. So I think this is a 16-lander. What can I consider from the sideboard? Reaper needs more mana to get going. This sucks. We're not a grindy control deck. Lash. I could consider maybe Lash over one of the Glass Caskets maybe as a fine pump trick. But Glass Caskets should be pretty solid, I think. 16 creatures seems fine. And yeah, let's try it out. See how it goes. And the picture, Harmonious Archon. Let's give it a spin. Our only ways to deal with large creatures is Bacon to a Pie and Epic Downfall, so we should be kind of conservative with those two cards. But I'm fine firing off removal spells on cheap creatures with the Glass Casket and whatnot. We also have Ardenvale Tactician to tap. Keep that in mind as well. Seems okay. I can play a Mysterious Pathfighter on 3, have a Glass Casket on the play. Can't say no. Hopefully I get a land drop here, black. I should maybe go 9-7 now that I think about it. But yeah, let's just play it out the black mana. Exile target creature and opponent, so this only deals with creatures, so doesn't seem that great. Might just flash this in end of turn just as a 3-1 attacker, depending on what he plays. Let's just do it here. Need to pressure the opponent. And we have enough removal that I don't care about just flashing this in. There's no flash creatures in white that I need to worry about. There's an Ardenvale Tactician though, which I also don't care about. Trebuchet I can take down. Don't need to use Bacon to apply to it. I feel like I just want to get the Glass Casket online in case I top deck a Flutterfox. So I feel like this is the right way to go. And the Reef still answers the Ardenvale Tactician. Another Trebuchet. Well, that's annoying. Could be holding up a Red Cap melee. Sure. So I need to start top decking some creatures to help close out the game. Okay, so it's just going to be like a weird grind fest where eventually one of us needs to get a creature. Fine using the Loathsome Unicorn here since that gives me a creature. And if he wants to play the Tactician, that's fine. Since the 3/3 can attack past it anyways. Trapping it, it's okay. Don't have a Fairy Guide Mother. Yeah, we'll exile and attack for 2. And then we'll keep Bacon to apply for instant speed interaction if we need one. That's a fine target. Although Reef Soul can take it out instead. Let's just see what we top deck. Wicked Guardian, okay, that's not bad. Maybe I top deck a Reef Soul. So I guess I missed out on 2 damage, but hey, I get to develop the board. Okay, we'll just say go. Let's go see another Ardenvale Tactician, sure. Definitely gonna go 9/7 now. Even though we did hit our mana base, it can be a little bit awkward sometimes. Don't think I care. I'm definitely gonna trade off for the 4/1 if he attacks, since the 2 can't even attack past the 2/1. And Harmonious Archon is almost game over, I think. Yeah, it's just game over. Got him. Yeah, 10/6 is a little bit too extreme. Let's just go 9/7. Okay. And then we can even get adamant with Paladin, with the Ardenvale Paladin, if we get another Plains. So seems fine. Do I flash into Paladin, the Paragon? I think I do. Depending on what he plays, which is, if he does nothing, I'm definitely flashing it in. 3 damage does matter. So, let's go for it. Bell? Do I mind trading for Bell? I do mind. I mean, I could just Reef Soul here, but I feel like it's better to just develop our mana here. And I'm fine just attacking for 2. It's more likely that he will trade my 3-2 for my 3-1. But, I mean, I'm fine with this. Eye Collector, not really a card I care about too much. We can just Glass Casket away the 3-2. The 1-1 is going to hold back the 3-1 anyway, so I think I'm fine just attacking with both of these and keeping the 3-1 back. If he wants to chump, that's also fine. We'll play out Swamp for Bacon to a Pie and say go. I'm hoping he doesn't Reaper me here, that would be pretty annoying. Just passes a turn, okay, I guess I'll just pass a turn as well. I don't mind just Glass Casketing away the Bell and then attacking with the 2-2 and the 3-6. I could also Glass Casket away the 1-1 and go for an Alpha Strike, but I don't think it's necessary. We'll just do that next turn with the Reef Soul. Once he plays something, and then we'll have lethal. The Eye Collector is just a bad card in general. It's not really a good game, but whatever. Okay, pretty bad opening hand. I'm on the play though. This is a really bad opening hand. Can I risk it though? I mean, the Reef Souls are for defense, but I really need to develop the board, so I think I mulligan. And then I guess I'm forced to keep this. At least a Glass Casket can enable flying for the Flutterfox, but there's no way in hell I was going to keep that hand. Yeah, I'll Glass Casket this. Or I just play out the Pathlighter, maybe that's just better. And then next turn, if he takes a turn off, we can decide whether or not we want to Glass Casket or not. I could just attack for 2, make a Loathsome Unicorn. Could see a Scorching Dragonfire, we'll see. Yeah, I'd rather just develop the board. If he wants to counter the spell, sure. But then he won't be able to counter my removal spells. Okay, those were fine playables. Okay. So that's a good target for Reef Soul, and then Glass Casket is a good target for the Wishful Merfolk. So 4 damage in the air is nice. I can save the epic downfall for another large flyer that he might have. And hopefully he doesn't have all the removal in the world to stop my flyers. Built some good stuff. Order of Midnight would have been amazing. Sure. Probably see a Charm Sleep on the 2/2. Even so tiny is bad for me here. Alright, yeah, that mill really hurt. So now, well, at least I smacked him for 2 at least. Yep, so but now I'm flooding, I need something. Vantress can now block, but we'll just epic downfall it. What's going on? Why did it skip my main phase? That's odd. Okay, I guess I will second main exile this. What's going on? I guess oh, this is 2 or less. Okay, no wonder I can't deal with it. Okay, sure. Yeah, I guess I need a glass casket or something here to deal with the Vantress Gargoyle, so Epic Downfall can eat the Steel Gaze Griffin at least. Definitely a solid blue-white Flyers deck. I mean, not blue-white Flyers, blue control deck. Just need to take out this Gargoyle and I should be okay. I'm fine with the attack. Sure, he might have an answer, but I'm definitely going to take it here. He could attack me for 9, but I'll just Epic Downfall the Steel Gaze Griffin next turn, maybe. This implies he might have another big flyer here that I can hopefully exile with the Epic Downfall. Sure. And we'll Glass Casket here. Perfect. Could have maybe Epic Downfall the 2/4 first, because the 5/4 is definitely the one I want to take out the most. Okay, now we can Epic Downfall the Steel Gaze Griffin. Does he have like a fling or something? Okay. Definitely implies he has something, so let's move to combat. Maybe just holding full control to represent something. Yeah, I guess he doesn't have a Scorching Dragonfire, or wait to deal with this 2/2 and we can just run away with it. If he needs a flyer here, but yeah, luckily we exiled the Vantress Gargoyle. So he probably is holding up a counter spell for my prize Griffin. I think I'll play into it. Because I do need to bait out his stuff and he doesn't have it, okay, so sure. He had a Soul Tiny saved up anyways. And now he needs to maybe loot to find answers against this Flutterfox. We can just Reef Soul the Merchant, but I'll save it for an annoying creature instead. Do I want to Reef Soul this? Huh. Not really. We'll save it for a flyer. Surprised he didn't activate the Merchant. Very surprised. And if I win this, I'm going to be more surprised. Given that he milled up a bunch of my playables on the top and... Okay, he has a Reef Soul. Wow, nice. Ooh, that was bad. Okay, so I do have one more Flutterfox that can help me close out the game. And I do have a couple of flyers still, so... So, maybe should have used it. But I want to save it for a big flyer, but, you know, of course you don't know if they have Covetous Urge or not. There's no reason for him to attack. If he wants to counter this, be my guess. Why didn't he activate his Merchant? I don't understand. He should be trying to find some answers in this deck. I mean, is he going to deck himself? That's why he's scared. He can definitely win this game. But he should have been activating the Merchant a long time ago, I think. Yeah. This could just come down to decking. I can still hold off the 2-2. Yeah, and I'll Reef Soul the Merchant here. So he doesn't get the loot. And we'll say go. Midnight Clock. Ooh, that can shuffle his little library, so... Yeah, we do need to hurry this game up. At least he'll just get everything back. Give me a creature, please. Okay, that's a good creature. Alright, excellent top deck. Hopefully he doesn't top deck anything. Please, nothing. Oh no, 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 no. Steelgaze Griffin, really? Oh my god. Okay, I need a removal like Bacon to a Pie here. Please give me a Bacon to a Pie off the top. The Glass Casket should do it. Oh wow. Very close. We got him. That was a very close match. Wow, he even Covetous Urge my Reef Soul. But I mean, I guess he could have gotten a removal spell from my graveyard anyway, so that wouldn't. But at least I would have had an extra Reef Soul, perhaps. But yep. Lonesome Unicorn saved the day. Actually, it was the top deck Glass Casket. So happy running those cards. Triple Reef Soul, triple Glass Casket. One Epic Downfall, one Bacon to a Pie seems excellent. Okay, I guess we're mulliganing. I mean, we're on the draw, but this is not a very good hand. This is a little bit better, but still not great. Might need to prize Griffin, though. But, how greedy do I get? I mean, yeah, the prize Griffin probably has to go. We have enough Flyers in this deck, and it's just too expensive. Okay. Okay. So he's gonna mill me? Sure. Mill a bunch of lands, please. Flutter Fox, oh, the Archon, but I can still get back of Order of Midnight, so I don't need to be too worried. I think I'll Reef Soul this because there's a chance he can run away together. And that can be really annoying. Okay. Alright, that's a little bit too much. Let's just Reef Soul this crap. I need to get rid of them so he can't run away together and bring them back. Which you could just have end of turn, but I'll just play out the Ardenvale Tactician. Actually, I could have just resold it since he wouldn't have another target to use the runaway together with. Okay. Move the combat. He can counter it, but who cares? Trying to find his runaway together to bounce the Merfolk Secret Keeper, it seems like. Overwhelmed Apprentice, so more mill, okay. I don't mind just trading off the 2-1. Hopefully he just... I mean, he milled so many playables here, I still have a lot of lands in the deck, so I'm not feeling good about this. So now I'm just going to flood here. Fine, attack me with a Venerable Knight because I'll just gain a counter anyways. I wish he milled more lands. Why do you have to mill all my great playables, my recursion spells, my glass caskets? Now you get to Charm Sleep me, I'm just gonna flood out. This is just really bad. Like, why do they have to mill like this? And then hopefully he doesn't have another counter spell here. And probably does. How many counter spells does he have? Like, are you serious? Like, at least those are lands that are gone, but yeah. This deck is pretty much insane with all the counter spells, all the mill creatures, everything, but I mean, I can hope I can get there maybe with a few couple of creatures. I don't know what's left in the deck. I guess there's a prize griffin still in the back. But yeah, this is just game over. Not beating this. That's pretty insane. Why? Why do you have to do this to me? Who would pass you all those mill creatures? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, he had like triple didn't say pleases, Merfolk, double Merfolk Secret Keeper, and once in the future to get back those Merfolk Secret Keepers. That was quite absurd. I can't believe someone can actually get away with that in a real life pod. I mean, like in an internet pod. And he had to mill pretty much all my playables and keep a bunch of lands left in the, and then just make me have a bunch of lands left in the deck. Doesn't make any sense. But of course, it's all RNG, so we'll keep. Have adamant for Paladins, so at least we have 2 creatures if he decides to mill me here. I'm fine just playing out the Tactician on turn 3 if he does nothing. Broom, I don't really care about. We'll save the Ardenvale if we top deck something, which we didn't, so just play out the Ardenvale. Start pressuring him in the skies. That's a great card. So we do need to deploy the Ardenvale Paladin as quickly as possible to at least do a bit of damage before he gets this out on turn 7. Okay, so I guess that's another card that's bad against it. Another broom. Okay, what's with these brooms? What's for these brooms, opponent? So he can win by gaining a bunch of life, or just annoying Revenge of Ravens, which will only allow him to take one per turn. I can just flash into Blacklands Paragon and gain lifelink. Maybe that's just better, and stay back. So this is 3 damage, but I mean just 1 damage, but I gain 2 at least. I will still stay the Reef Soul for next turn. Yeah, Revenge of Ravens is definitely going to be difficult to beat, especially since my Flyers are small. So he's just going to take 2 per turn with my Flyers and drain me for 2. Okay, I'm definitely going to kill the Reef Soul, no doubt. Don't want to trade. Yeah, Revenge of Ravens just ends white decks quickly, so that's also a reason why white is not great in this set, because of cards like Revenge of Ravens and big creatures like Beanstalk Giant. So let's move to combat. Fine attacking the Youthful Knight, since I'm fine with a chump if he wants to. And look, I'm already at 10 life against the opponent. This is just very frustrating, and you can also bake into a pie and make another broom eventually. How frustrating. I am dealing damage to him at least, so it's not bad. That's not that bad. The question is, do I trade for the 2-1? I don't mind. Let's get the extra damage. I mean, I'm the aggro deck, right? Okay, more food. Alright, I'm definitely not beating this. This is just no way, Jose. But Archon? Archon is great. Yeah, let's just do it. And hopefully no removal spells for Archon. Are you serious? He conceded? Wow, I don't really agree with that concession, because I think he was close to beating me with the Revenge of Ravens and the life gain. So maybe he doesn't have a way to deal with the Archon, and he just conceded. I mean, that game was definitely beatable for him. I don't understand why he conceded that one, because I wasn't really expecting to win that game. So yeah, you never know. Sometimes you don't want to give up too quickly, and the opponent can just concede because they get too scared or something. But yeah, I'm surprised I even won that one, to be honest. I was at 9 life gain drained by the... I mean, I'm surprised he conceded. I don't think I would have won that match, but maybe he was just generous enough to give me a free game. So thank you, opponent. Thank you for the free game. I don't think I would have won against that. I mean, I guess he didn't have anything to play, and I could just kill him in the air for the most part. Because it would have been 10 damage next turn, he would have gained 3 life, and then unless he finds like a removal spell off the top to deal with the Archon, yeah, he was just taking too much damage. So, I mean, but I honestly think he could have maybe won that game if he killed my Archon, or at least shut it down. So, the concession was a little bit interesting there. Okay, I guess we're keeping. are on the play. So we have to keep, I assume, and then we'll surprise him with our white mana on turn 3. Maybe I'm fine just leading with a unicorn instead of the flyer. It really depends. Please no Merfolk Secret Keeper. Okay, no Merfolk Secret Keeper. I might play an Ardenvale Tactician. I guess I'll show my second color. I'll just play the Loathsome Unicorn on turn 3. Because he's probably going to be forced to activate it to deal with it. But if I do play the Mysterious Pathfinder, it does play around a counterspell quite nicely. The Wicked Guardian is going to be pretty bad here since it'll kill anything that I play. But the Mysterious Path, but by playing the Loathsome Unicorn out, it makes it less likely that he kills it. I don't know. Let's just go for it. We're not cowards here. I need to play around the counterspell, so if he has a Charm Sleep, then that would suck, but I mean, hopefully I guess I can just sack my Mysterious Pathfinder if he has a Charm Sleep, or I can just get rid of the Glass Casket with the I guess I'm fine taking 3 here. Rider in Need is fine, and then I can attack for 2. Maybe it was a window to use Glass Casket on the Hengewalker, I have no idea. Might just use it if he decides to give the Gingerbrute evasion and attack with both. Guess this will be a 4/4, so yeah, let's just take it here. Most likely he's holding up a counterspell. It's probably a counterspell if he's gonna keep up all his mana, but Quarter Monitor to untap. That's fine. So the 2/2 won't be attacking past anything anyways. So I guess I'm fine just tapping out for Prize Griffin and having an extra flyer. Can see it's so tiny here. Like, I can get value from the Loathsome Unicorn to hold off the 3/3, but I just like having the extra evasive flyer, which can disincentivize the 3/3 from attacking, and then I can swing back for 3, so probably holding priority for a whatchamacallit, so tiny here. Blue-white is mostly gonna have enchantments. I don't know why he's thinking so hard over this. Okay, I guess this is a good blocker now. Alright, I'll keep this back to block the 3/3. I'm wondering why he didn't use on a Pathfighter. I mean, I still have 3 power in the air though, so I could just use this for the Wicked Guardian, but I'm definitely going to block the 3/3 here. Maybe he's playing to ambush me with a flyer. Let's play land, let's move to combat. Let's keep the 1/4 back, I think, and we'll see what he does. But he can't really draw with the Witching Well, so I don't understand that play. It costs 4 mana, I think he messed up here. Yeah, that was a huge misplay from the opponent. So now my Glass Casket can answer the Fairy Vandal. Yeah, he forgot it costs 4 mana, so he definitely messed up here. And now the Wicked Guardian can draw a card off of the Prize Griffin. And Order of Midnight can maybe fetch something back from the graveyard if it dies. And it's also just a 3/3 flyer for the deck. I can also just attack with the Wicked Guardian as well next turn, maybe offering a trade with the Hengewalker, or Glass Casketing it. Flutterfox looks excellent. I do have 4 mana here. I think I'm fine setting in the Wicked Guardian. Actually, no. Let's just keep it back. To maybe trade off for the 3/3. And might as well attack for 3 here. And I can play out the Flutterfox to provide more evasion for the deck. The question is, do I play out the Order of Midnight? I mean, with only enchantment-based removal, I don't have to care too much about damage. So yeah, I think I do. And he's also tapped out. It's nice to just have a 3/3 flyer in the air in the meantime. And we'll save the Glass Casket here since the 4/2 can trade off for the 3/3. And he might have another annoying flyer that we need to deal with. Yeah, I think he messed up the turn where he flashed in the Vandal. What is this guy doing? I understand, opponent. Stop scaring me if you're weird tapping. Maybe a Charm Sleep on the 3/3. But that's fine, I still can attack for 5 in the air. Tome Raider to Chump Block, okay. Don't think I need to exile it. Shine Chaser, I'll exile that for sure. Or I can just Reef Soul it. Reef Soul. I can also just Reef Soul and exile too. What's this? Yeah, do I care about 3 costs or less, or... Yeah, I think I'll exile this because he could just play like a 5-drop flyer that's expensive and the Reef Soul's just better. So let's just get in here. Land would be nice since I can load some Unicorn into Reef Soul next turn, if I have to as well. Okay, he's just going to take it, down to 3. So we should be in decent shape. Unless he finds a board wipe or something, that would suck. But yeah, I guess there's a Realm Cloak Giant, which is double white, and he can clear the board. And then that way, and I would have lost value with the Order of Midnight. So yeah, I guess the only way to lose is like a Realm Cloak Giant. Hypnotic Sprite we can answer with a Reef Soul. So I'm glad he tapped out, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to deal with it. What's this? Opt. I think we have this game, unless he plays another flyer. He needs to double block the order. This is still 3 damage, so I'm not sure if I even care about using the Reef Soul. I'll just Reef Soul hit the 2/1 and see what's up. I'm hoping he doesn't have a... whatchamacallit, the... I guess he can stack the food. So if he's planning to stack the food, he doesn't have a good double block on it, so this I'm fine sending in the Wicked Guardian in the meantime. So he's probably planning to stack the food and jump here, so I'm fine, might as well just attack with the Wicked Guardian. And hopefully no Realm Cloak Giant. I can still play around the Realm Cloak Giant maybe by just saying go here. Yeah, I'll play around Realm Cloak Giant because if he wipes the board, I need one more flyer to help close out the game, so yep. Harmonious Archon, I don't think that's gonna cut it. Like, it's a fine card, but I also have a copy and I have a bunch of flyers in the air, so yeah. This is more like Orzhov Fliers, now that I think about it. So I should just change the name of the deck into Orzhov Fliers, since most of the games I've been trying to win is by flying over and not by dealing ground damage. Yeah, Orzhov Fliers. And then we'll put a nice exclamation mark. And yeah, let's keep firing one off. 5-1, really surprising. I think I'm facing against like players who aren't that great, because there's one player who conceded against me with a Revenge of Ravens. The last opponent was playing a weird janky deck, and then a couple of previous other opponents were playing weird janky stuff, like 3 colors. I don't know, but overall, yeah, I'm quite surprised this even managed to get to 5-1. Haven't showcased any 7-win videos yet with the black-white deck. And strangely enough, the black-white deck isn't really trying to do what I'm trying to do. I mean, other than being aggressive, it's mostly like a kind of a grind deck where you're trying to use Smitten Swords Masters to drain the opponent's life and recur them with the Barrow Witches again over and over, and also using the Order of Midnights to recur creatures. So black-white is more of like a value grind aggro deck with the Knights. This one is just looking to fly over and smack the opponent, and yeah, I can't believe we were even 5-1, to be honest. It's because of the removal. Usually removal is what determines. Okay, this pan is not great, but we're on the play. We have an Ardenvale Tactician. I'm hoping we find more creatures, but I'm willing to risk it here. Top decking a 2-drop would be nice next turn. No Merfolk Secret Keeper, and hey, here's our 2-drop, the wonderful Flutterfox, which is going to clock the opponent for 2 per turn if he doesn't have anything to block it, like a Merfolk's Wishful Merfolk. I could just tap this and attack for 2 to generate value, or I can just Glass Casket. Yeah, let's just Glass Casket. It enables flying 2 for the Flutterfox. And we have another copy too. Tome Raider, not good at blocking, so I think I'm fine just playing out the Lonesome Unicorn and attacking for 2 here. And we can play the 5 cost or use Ardenvale Tactician to tap 2 things down next turn. So mono blue, could see a Thunder Snap Eldraine Paladin. That's a nice one. Unfortunately, we won't be able to kill that with the Glass Casket necessarily, so I feel like I should just play the Lonesome Unicorn and say go. And then we can just tap 2 things down and get an attack next turn. Yep, no blocks. So he's trying to be aggressive as well, which is kind of interesting here. Guess he has a Wishful Merfolk, but we'll just Glass Casket and get an attack. Reef Soul's quite nice. Okay, so we could just spend a turn using Reef Soul and Glass Casket, or I can just tap 2 things down to attack, but I feel like it's time to maybe use some removal spells here. I'll lead with the Glass Casket. I'm hoping he counters it. Yep. So now I can Reef Soul the Vantress Paladin and attack for 2. I can just also just Ardenvale Tactician, tap 2 things down and attack here. Yeah, let's just do that. So I'm happy that I baited out the counterspell, so this is fine. He managed to mill another Reef Soul, but 2 lands off the top is fine. I don't mind him milling those 2 lands. Naming blue, that's annoying. Okay, I can still attack with a 2/2 at least. And I don't think I want to trade my Flutterfox, although now the 2/3 is being annoying. since I can hold off the 2/2. Yeah, I guess I can now Wicked Guardian and draw a card instead, or just play out the Tactician. Wicked Guardian can maybe lead to something, but yeah, Tactician is maybe more important to resolve at this point, so we'll stay back. So some sort of mono blue deck with the Heroic Banner and Adamant, like the Vantress Paladin. Haven't seen that too much lately. But now the Ardenvale Tactician is a nice attacker. Could see like a Soul Tiny on the Ardenvale Tactician next turn if we decide to attack with it. But Paladin, I need to find another Reef Soul. I do have another Reef Soul in the deck, and also Bacon to a Pie, so hopefully I can find that off the top next turn. Harmonious Archon, or I can just play that instead. Although he could have Counterspell mana up, so I think I just play around it for a turn and play the Wicked Guardian instead, which I'd rather get countered. Let's just do on the Tactician. I'm not planning to play it. Yeah, now we can Reef Soul. The 2/1 maybe? Or, yeah, I guess with the Heroic Banner I can't Reef Soul the 4/3. So, I guess I'll just Reef Soul the 2/1 here and say go. Yep, that was nice for the opponent. It's also annoying since this has a counter, the Archon. This will become a 4/4 flyer. I'm just fine with the bounce. I'm hoping he bounces a token. Smart move. I'm hoping I find a way to answer this Vantress Paladin, like maybe a Bacon to a Pie off the top, like right now. That seems great while he's tapped out. And then we can attack him for 4 in the air, so quite happy. I don't need to double block the 5/5. I can safely take 5 and gain 3 next turn, because I can just neutralize it with the Harmonious Archon anyways. Okay, what does he have here from the sideboard? Weapon rack, nothing too amazing. The Fatal Wishes will be annoying ground blocker, but I'm happy just playing the Harmonious Archon, and that way I should be able to trade off for it. So it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad card for me. I'm fine if he attacks with a 5/5. And yeah, we'll just play the Harkon, our pack 1, pick 1 bomb, and then we can attack with the Fliers safely. I can also attack with the ground creatures and force some trades, which I don't mind. Yeah, let's just do it. I'm happy with him trading the Flyer because now he won't be able to deal with the Archon next turn unless he top decks something. So this is great. So unless he finds a Flyer off the top, I don't think he can beat me. Or a removal spell for Archon, but blue mostly uses enchantment-based removal, so I don't think it's going to be enough. Yep, we got him. Haven't seen Mono Blue yet in action, but that was a pretty interesting one. Happy that I baited out the counter spell with the Glass Casket so I could Reef Soul the Vantress Paladin, otherwise that would have been a pain in the butt later to deal with. Okay, Orzhov Fliers, let's get the final match, and finally pick up our first 7-win black-white Eldraine deck, because I haven't drafted black-white and gotten 7 wins with it yet in Eldraine, and this could just be the moment. So it's time to celebrate after this final boss maybe, and get back to work tomorrow so I don't have to show off any more of my annoying videos to you guys. Okay, let's see. All right. Final boss. Youthful Knight, Mysterious Pathlight, Ardenvale Paladin. Might have trouble casting Bake, but I'm keeping, especially on the play. I said white is the weakest color, and it is. But somehow I managed to might even get to 7 with a white deck. Maybe it's just the bad opponents I'm facing against. So, blue-green, Simic Ramp, or another annoying mill deck, which usually is not something you want to do in blue-green. Alright, we're just mono-white here. And then eventually the Ardenvale Paladin can attack past the 2-2. Do I mind a trade with the 2-2? I guess I don't actually mind a trade because it does not allow him to ramp, but it's still kind of bad here since the Mysterious Pathlighter can gain value, but the Marrowleaf Pixie can really be annoying. I guess now with 4 counters I want to kill it with Bake into a Pie eventually, so... Opponent taking some damage, using his life as a resource to have a good blocker for next turn. So yeah, I guess he can hold me off with this 4-4 now. I need to find an answer to it, like maybe a Glass Casket would be amazing off the top. The opponent probably thinks I'm mono white, but I'm not. So that should be pretty interesting. This is also annoying against the Harmonious Archon. So either I find black mana to cast my Bake into a Pie eventually, or I can find a Glass Casket to answer the Marrowleaf Pixie. Sure. And finally got black mana, but we'll just play an Ardenvale Paladin for now. And we'll play our black mana, and don't want to trade the 3-6 for the 3-3 adamant creature when I can eventually just take out the 4-4 and kill him that way, so we'll just say go. Probably just see a Toonvale Treefolk here. And I need to bake this Marrowleaf Pixie if I can. Keeper, okay. So he's planning to maybe draw cards off of this, which is even worse for me, so... Okay, I need to find something off the top to deal with either one of these. And that's not the answer, so I'll just attack for 2 and say go. So now he's just going to generate a lot more card advantage than I can deal with, so... Not in a great spot, but at least the Paladins can block nicely, so... Either I find a removal spell for this 4-4 flyer, or I just lose the game. So, let's see, he might just keep up all his mana for a counterspell. I really want him to tap out so I can kill the 4-4 flyer. And then I can still double block the Treefolk. But a Reef Soul is not going to do it. Hell no. Definitely going to set up a double block against the 6-5 maybe next turn. I'm fine just putting both Ardenvale Paladins in front of it. Although it's only going to be at 6 toughness, so it's not great, but at least he doesn't... It doesn't open me up for like a 2-for-1 with the Youthful Knight, and I won't lose the Youthful Knight and the Ardenvale Paladin, so I'm definitely going to double block here. He probably has a pump trick, but I can't really afford to take all this damage. Yep, maybe a bounce trick instead. Okay, sure, but at least I don't lose the Youthful Knight. But definitely not in a great spot. He's drawn too many cards already, and yeah. Can we have a better final boss, please? Pretty please. This Reef Soul would have been amazing. But now not muscle, so now I don't have any evasive evasive win conditions, and we just drew a bunch of lands, so never mind, we'll just concede. Okay, yep, kind of unfortunate, but that opponent also had a really good deck, so even with Bacon to Pie against the 4-4, he eventually had an outmuscle to answer my flyer. I also wasn't drawing flyers, so the chances of me winning that was quite slim. So yeah, we're 6-2 now. Let's get our final boss next and make sure this one is a lot more easier to face against. So, yep, hopefully we don't play against the same guy. But, you know, sometimes the software can be really dumb and we'll be facing against the same guy who has a better deck than us again, but we'll see. Because I really want a 7 wins from this 2-color combination. Okay, please not the same guy. And it's not the same guy. Okay, thank God. Let's get our 7 wins, please. Decent curve. Okay, I mean, it could be bad if we don't get some lands, but I'm keeping. Kind of have to get lucky here. So I'm hoping I get to land 4, but that's going to be a bit of luck. But I'm on the play, so we have to go for it. Okay, land is good. Alright, we're getting there. Just, yeah, just one more land and we should be fine. I also need black mana as well to enable flying. Harmonious Archon is not a card we currently need, but we'll just play out a Pathlighter. I'm fine taking 2 and then we can swing back for 4. If I find a land, I'm probably just going to play the Ardenvale Paladin to block off the Youthful Knights, but I'm fine with this attack. This implies he could have another creature to follow up with. He's also a red-white deck, so he needs to be a little bit more aggressive than me. Yeah, definitely not blocking. Okay, this is good. So now I can play the Paladin, which can block very nicely and attack very nicely as well. And the Wicked Guardian can also draw a card off of it next turn. This is definitely going to be a difficult creature to attack into, so highly doubt he's going to be attacking into this next turn. Okay, at least I can maybe Wicked Guardian onto this. Opponent's trying to race me because red-white is a lot more aggressive, obviously, and yeah, good turn to use the Wicked Guardian to draw a card. And then, yep. Probably going to keep the 2-1 back on defense. I can Tactician next turn, tap 2 things down and attack him. Well, that's a very aggressive attack too. I don't understand why you're attacking when I have 4 power on the battlefield, but I guess you think you can outrace me, so... Or it's just another, whatchamacallit, his other Ardenvale Tactician, but no Ardenvale, okay. That's a pretty strange attack then if you aren't tapping these 2 creatures down, opponent. I can just retap it down with the Ardenvale here. So, fool me once, never again. And I can't Reef Soul that because that's at 4 power, so... Yeah, I think the attack was fine, even though I knew the untap trick was coming. So now he's forced to stay back, which does make me happy. But he still attacks again, maybe he has a second pump trick, okay. Well, or I can just Reef Soul that, which is a fine target too. Yep, let's just Reef Soul. And I could even play out the Loathsome Unicorn to preserve my Ardenvale, but the Ardenvale is another nice flyer for the deck. Huh. I guess it's 4 damage with the Loathsome Unicorn anyway, so I'll just play it. I can just bake the Youthful Knight and maybe get an Alpha Strike next turn, and that should be lethal. Yeah, I guess we bake it. Like, I don't need to play around a combat trick here. It's just pretty much lethal here, unless you can string together 2 removal spells. Okay. Alright, we got to 7 with an archetype with a 2-color combination that I'd never gotten before in Throne of Eldraine, and also it also didn't follow the specific guidelines that's typical of the Black-White Knights deck, which is trying to draft Smitten Swords Masters, Wintermoor Commanders, etc. Just a solid blue, black, white Fliers deck with lots of removal. So there you guys have it. The final 7-win video probably for our Eldraine draft. And yep, I had work to get to in the meantime. And maybe I can fire off one more before it ends. It depends on how long my shifts are the next couple of days, and then maybe I can squeeze one more Eldraine draft before it's over. But yeah, let's claim our prize, and let's pretend we're drafting Throne of Eldraine Limited, and crack some packs here. Pack 1, pick 1. Probably just take the Steel Claw Lance. The best common is like Witching Well, but Steel Claw Lance is just better. Witching Well is fine. It's pretty nice since it helps you scry in the early game, and then you can sacrifice it for 4 mana to draw 2 cards later. 4 mana draw 2 is still not very amazing, since usually Divination is a card that draws you 2 at 3 mana, which is generally better. But it's a nice value card that I'm happy to play in any blue deck. But just taking Steel Claw Lance is powerful if you end up in the black-red Knights deck. Yeah, I'll definitely take Beanstalk Giant or Fierce Witchstalker. This just gives you a lot of flexibility. It can help you splash. It can help you find your land drops. And then in the late game, just this becoming a giant creature that's difficult to block and attack into is quite nice. So yeah, Beanstalk Giant is really excellent, and green is the best color in this set. So a nice uncommon to start the draft with. Okay, pretty interesting. Trail of Crumbs is excellent. Same with Savvy Hunter. Same with Fierce Witchstalker and Scorching Dragonfire. Yeah, this pack is hard. Trail of Crumbs, sure, you can play this in any green deck, but if you aren't going to play it in a deck with lots of ways to generate food, it's not a great card. Typically, the food archetype is the black-green food deck, so that's usually where you want to play the Trail of Crumbs in, and just being able to sacrifice your foods and convert them to spells in the late game can be really powerful. However, again, Trail of Crumbs is most likely just a hidden black, green, gold card for the most part, so it's a card like Savvy Hunter. Overall, this pack is really difficult. Do I stay open, take the Scorching Dragonfire here, or the Fierce Witchstalker, or do I commit to the black-green foods deck, which is considered the foods archetype, and decide whether or not I want the Savvy Hunter or the Trail of Crumbs? Between Savvy Hunter and Trail of Crumbs, I think Savvy Hunter could just be better, because it's also an enabler for food and also a payoff for food, while Trail of Crumbs sure generates 1 food and replaces itself, which replaces itself by finding a spell, but it's not an enabler for the foods. It's only a powerful payoff. But Savvy Hunter, if you can gain a bunch of foods, you can usually just generally sack 2 foods to draw a card, and then this just being able, if it goes uncontested a couple of turns, it can just single-handedly win the game if you generate too many foods to either gain life or use them to draw cards off of. So Savvy Hunter, probably better than Trail of Crumbs, but it really depends on the situation, and yeah, I would probably just still take Savvy Hunter over Scorching Dragonfire, even though it's very flexible. Black-green foods is just the best archetype, and you do want to lean towards it as much as possible, I think. And Fierce Witchstalker, between Scorching Dragonfire and Fierce Witchstalker, probably take Scorching Dragonfire as a removal spell. That's easier to cast, but they're both close as well. So, pretty difficult pack to navigate, but probably just take Savvy Hunter. Trail of Crumbs versus Wintermoor Commander. This would have been great in our Black-White Knights deck, but overall, our Black-White Knights deck still somehow overperformed as an evasive Fliers deck, as opposed to the grindy Knights deck that is generally the guideline for the Black-White Knights deck. So yeah, typically in Black White Knights, you're trying to find cards like Smitten Swordsmaster, Barrel Witches, and which and the Order of Midnights, as well as the solid removal spells in black whites in order to take over the game. Black white generally is kind of aggressive, but not as aggressive as the red white or the red black decks. But yeah, it's mostly just trying to drain the opponent out with a Smitten Swordsmaster, and then you can use the Barrel Witches, which are the 5-mana 3/4s that bring back knights into your hand as value engines that can just get creatures powerful knights back again, like the Wintermoor Commander. So yeah, the Resolute Rider also a signal of what white black is meant to do, since it can gain indestructible, forcing it can also gain either lifelink or indestructible. So yeah, between Trail of Crumbs and Wintermoor, probably still take Trail of Crumbs, since black green foods is again the best archetype, and it's also single color again. So I mean, you can also like play this in blue green, I guess, if you are able to generate enough food, and if you open up Oko as your powerful pack one pick one bomb. But yeah, it's single color, so I mean, I guess you can still cheat it a bit, but it's mostly just going to be as best in black green. Just take a veteran adventure here, nothing exciting. Ferocity, best in black. It's pretty it can be playable in a blue-red draw your second card matters deck if you pick up enough improbable alliances. Since if you generate enough fairies from the improbable alliances, they all just become 2/1 flying attackers, which can be great. I guess it can be fine with a Mad Ratter too, since all your rats become 2 powered. So Ferocity can be pretty solid, but it's mostly a card you would want maybe in the red-green non-human deck, since it only benefits non-human creatures. So yeah, Ferocity is fine, but overall 3 mana not developing the board can be problematic, especially against an opponent with lots of removal, where they just disintegrate all your creatures and vaporize them, and you don't have anything to benefit off of this. So yeah, probably just take Inspiring Veteran. And probably just take a Reef Soul, why not? One of the best black commons in the set. The best black commons would probably be like Bacon to Pie, Reef Soul, and then probably Smitten Swordsmaster, I don't know, but both Bacon to Pie and Reef Souls are excellent removal spells at common that are definitely very first pickable. So there you have it. This could be our final Throne of Eldraine draft, but we still have a couple of days left, and I might get off early for my busy schedule, and maybe we can fire off some more. But yeah, overall, I'm quite impressed so far with what we've drafted, and I haven't had a black-white deck yet get to 7. And yeah, it's kind of funny. Maybe I just am supposed to draft a bunch of Flyers in white to make it work. But typically speaking, I wasn't expecting to get to 7, since white is just a bad color, and I felt like we were lacking creatures in our deck, even though we had all the most amazing removal spells in the deck. Yeah, it was definitely lacking some creatures. So if we were playing against a control deck that answered everything, it would have been pretty difficult to win. But anyways, yep. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and have a great day. Bye.